Hey, what's good, everybody, man? It's your boy, Faded Mulah, from the Mouthful podcast, ATL, CEO, you dig? And I'm checking in with my girl, Tampa, from Industry's Most Wanted podcast, you feel me?
I took a sick day from work, but I ain't sick at all. I had to clean the crib good and had to feed my dogs. You said you wanna pull up like you ain't even stalled. You sent that on the way text like you ain't even called. You got the keys to my switch, your first name Alicia. You paint the perfect picture, baby. Like
what's going on, man? It's your girl, TampaMystic, and we are live on the Industry's Most Wanted podcast. Boom!
Yes, sir.
I heard we got Faded Mulah in the building.
Oh, yo, what's happening? What's happening?
Give me some love, bro.
What's
like,
going on? How
it's
you
been
been?
a little minute, man.
It's been a minute.
It's good to see you. You look good, sound good,
Me
all
too.
that.
It feels good to be in your presence once again.
Man, absolutely. And you got a new podcast that we're going to be talking about today.
I do.
I'm a fan already. You know what I'm saying?
Thank
you know,
you.
Give us that official introduction.
Actually, the name of the podcast is called the Mouthful Podcast,
Okay.
ATL. You know, and how the podcast came about. I was recently last year signed under Bill Duke, and he had me producing this show called Unite Your Sound.
Okay.
Well, I would bring different industry artists onto the platform, and we would talk about their careers and also talk about cultural issues that we could all attack. You know what I mean? So it just got to the point when everybody was like, "Yo, Faded, what you doing with it?" I was like, you know what? Let me start my own platform.
There you go.
So that's how it came about.
So that was your motivation, is working with somebody else doing theirs. You're like, you know what? I like this. I can do
Yes.
this too.
Yeah, because at first I really didn't know it was my thing. So the way I got the job with Bill Dukes, he reached out to me and told me to do a mock podcast. You know how that is.
Yeah.
I did it at my home. I sent it to him. He was like, great job. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So,
that's dope.
yeah, so I see myself going into this new journey.
Absolutely.
And here we are.
So has it officially kicked off yet, or is it still?
It's officially kicked off. We like 10 episodes in right
Okay.
now. So, and I want to give a special shout out to my guy, Wild Kyle from Jagged Edge. He came through and he blessed me with a session. So it was
Nice.
real dope to be beside him along the way. You know what I mean?
So let's really dive in deep into what you're doing, because everybody's podcast is a little different. Like on mine, I mostly do interviews. I do a few freestyles here and there, but then there are podcasts that are just strictly talk podcasts. Break it down exactly. When a guest comes and sits down with you, what is going to be discussed?
When a guests come to my show, basically we sit down and we talk about their career from beginning to the end.
Oh, okay.
But we also talk about things offset from their career. Like I like to throw curveballs. I
Yeah.
like to throw topics on relationships,
Yeah.
women, you
Oh,
know,
yeah.
sex, money, drugs, just anything. I
To
like
get their opinion on it?
yeah,
Okay.
to get a original reaction.
I got you.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's about it for the most part.
I like that too. I'm a big fan. I get a lot of people, and you may experience this along the way. I get a lot of people ask me, well, what kind of questions are you going to ask me? I'm like, I'm not telling you.
Yeah.
It's more organic that way. When you just like kind of freestyle it and, like you said, throw stuff at them, because if they're not expecting it, you're going to get the dopest response, I think.
Exactly. When I first started doing the network with Bill Dukes and I would ask artists questions, I was going off of flashcards.
Yeah.
It was so uncomfortable.
Yeah, because it's not organic like
Exactly.
that.
So I like to go organic. Let's just sit down and talk. I don't know what we're going to talk about, but that's the beauty of it. you know?
Absolutely. And
Yeah,
I
for
think
sure.
it turns into a better conversation. So out of the 10 episodes that you've done so far, you said somebody from Jagged Edge was there with you?
Yes, Kyle.
Cal, okay. So that's probably one of your highlight moments so far.
Yeah, that's one of my highlight moments so far, and I'm still working on getting a lot of industry artists. Like for the main part, I created the platform because I wanted to be a vessel for independent artists. You
Yeah,
get what I'm saying? Like
yeah.
a lot of independent artists can reach out to different podcasts, but the podcast won't reach back. It can be really a lot of different reasons. It might be the numbers not adding up. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So I just want to be that bridge.
100%.
You know what I'm saying?
Well, I'm glad to know that, because like I interview a lot of independent artists. So, you might be an outlet where I can send them your way, you know what I'm saying?
And vice versa.
Yeah, absolutely. You know what I'm saying? I'm all about that. You know, I
for
have a couple other podcasts I do that with. Shout out to the Progress Report. Shout out to my girls over there,
Yeah,
La La
shout out
Shep.
to them too.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? They send me people, I send them people, and it's just beautiful. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it should be about. There's got to be a unity in the podcast world, right?
Yeah, for sure. That's why I reached out, because I definitely been watching you for years, and like we just talked about, like it really takes years of grinding into this podcast thing.
It really, really does. It takes a long time, especially now post-pandemic. I noticed that during the pandemic, there was a huge outburst of new podcasts popping up.
Yeah.
Understandably so, because a lot of people, they couldn't go outside, so they were starting podcasts.
Everybody inside.
Right, exactly. But it's not for everybody. Some people did it just because they needed something to do, and they're no longer around, and it's cool. But you're in it for the long haul.
I'm in it for the long haul. I just got my LLC, just got everything good on the business tip, so it's for the long haul.
Congratulations on that.
Thank you so much.
And you did it the right way.
Yes.
A lot of people just kick off and they never get any kind of business together. And I mean, so congratulations that you did that early on.
Yes, thank you. And I encourage everybody that's tuning in, like, start practicing and having an eye on ownership.
Yes, 100%.
You know what I mean? I'm all about ownership, and I encourage everybody to be on that same tip.
Yeah, and the piece of advice that I would give people, it took me a long time to get my own place. For years, I was working out of other people's studio, which was cool. It was a foot in the door. It was a good jump start. But eventually you get to the point where, like, you know what, I need my own space. That way I don't have to consult, is the studio being used right now?
Exactly.
Working around their hours. So in order to get to the point where I'm at now, you have to have your business together. Because when you go to lease a building or buy a building, you got to have a track record of showing that you got income coming in from your business in order to be able to do it.
Of course.
So that's where it all starts, is getting your business together.
Yeah, and one thing that got me doing the podcast, like, I used to work with so many people. You know how you get with people, you up under their name, you up under their umbrella. Then if they quit, it'll make you look like you quit. So I was always pinpointing myself, trying to see what type of motion I could, stay on. So I just had to create my own platform, because at the end of the day, if I fail this platform, it's all on me.
Nah, for real.
That's me taking full responsibility.
Absolutely. 100%. And what I experienced as working out of other people's buildings, there was both of the ones that I was really working out of shut down.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I had to scrounge, you know what I'm saying? So that's why, that was another thing that really pushed me to say, you know what, just go rent your own space, do your thing, you know what I'm saying?
And it's discouraging when, at the end of the day, it was out of your control.
Absolutely. It certainly was. So in order for someone to be a guest on your podcast, what are the stipulations?
Hey, I'm very accessible. You can literally reach out to me, let me know what you're trying to do, and we go get it rocking just like that. You know what I mean?
So can it be somebody who's just starting as a music artist?
It can be somebody that's just starting as a music artist. It can be a business owner.
Okay.
It can be an entrepreneur. It can be anybody that want to come onto the show. It's a platform for the culture, period.
Got you. So you're not discriminating, and
I'm not discriminating because I want to see everybody win.
I'm with you, bro.
Yeah, for sure.
I have a lot of first timers like that'll sit down across from me and they'll be like, "This is my first interview," and that looks so scared. I'm like, "Trust me, I'm not gonna hurt you. It's gonna be easy process."
Yeah.
But I love that, because I like doing that and then seeing them 5 years from now saying, "Remember when we did that first interview?"
Yeah, and it's like I've worked with a lot of artists, period. So to see them come on my platform and to see them post it, it's the feeling of giving back, just knowing that you was a creative piece in that artist journey.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So where is it in the Atlanta area that you conduct the interviews?
I'm actually located in Morrow.
In Morrow, okay.
On the south side.
South side.
Yeah, south side Atlanta. Clayco, you know what I mean?
Clayco, right? Is that how you do it?
Yeah, that's where I'm at. So I want to create a platform on the south side, because I've been on the south side for like 3 years, and I haven't even heard of any podcasts on the south side.
Do you know CEO Khaki?
I haven't heard of CEO.
The South Side Barry Gordy?
Okay.
I gotta introduce you to him.
Okay, let's do that.
He's not an artist, but he works with artists. He does. I can't even begin to tell you about his resume, but he's worked with he does stuff with like Derez Deshawn, Michael Montana, a lot of people from the South Side.
Okay.
And he does a not really a podcast, but he brings people in the studio and kind of shows like almost like a day in a life in the studio.
That's dope.
But I definitely want to introduce you to him. He's so about his business, and he works with a lot of artists that he could potentially connect with you on as well, because he's on the South Side. So
yeah, the beautiful thing about it is, like, I've been living here for like 3 years, so I'm still maneuvering my way through. You know
understood.
what I mean? So I'm definitely up for that network. Thank you.
How do you like living out here in the Atlanta area?
I love it.
Yeah.
When I was in Fort Bragg, when I was stationed in the military or whatever, I used to come here all the time. So I've been planting seeds in Atlanta.
Yeah.
And it kind of just brought me here. You know what I'm saying? Just following my journey, following my heart. It just brought me here.
I think that's with a lot of people. It's me too. I've been coming here probably way longer than you. I was coming here for Freaknik, y'all, back in the 90s. I'm an OG.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if y'all see me on the documentary or not.
I hope you ain't on that. No. I hope you ain't on that.
Nah, for real.
If I see you on there, I ain't saying nothing. I ain't saying
Zip
nothing.
it. Zip it.
Ain't none of my business. Ain't none of my business.
Would you say that being in Atlanta has encouraged you to and motivated you more to do some of the things you're doing, such as starting a podcast?
And I'm telling you, Atlanta is a dope place to be. But at the same time, I tell people, if you come in Atlanta, make sure your heart in the right place and make sure you got the grind behind you. And I feel like everything else will go perfect.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? A lot of people come to Atlanta thinking it's going to automatically happen. But if you really got a good heart and you got a vision, man, it's limitless. The sky's the limit.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I find what I found with Atlanta, I moved here, it's been 10 years now, is when I first moved here, the people who I didn't know that I maybe wanted to connect with, they were a little standoffish because I was new here.
Yeah.
They didn't know what my intentions were.
I felt that too.
Yeah.
I know how I feel, yeah.
But it's like once they see you doing your thing and you're like you out here hustling and getting to it on your own, they're going to start coming to you.
You got to stand on what you believe in. That's how you get the respect in Atlanta, for real.
Absolutely.
You got to be able to stand on your own 10.
So let's talk about some of your other episodes. I know you had, the big one, with Jagged Edge.
Yeah, for sure.
What some of the other episodes, were they business owners, artists? Tell us about a couple other guests.
Actually, I had an artist from Cincinnati, Ohio, fly in to be on the show. Her name is Bree Shante. She's dope. She's next to Blow. She started off doing like spoken word and poetry.
Yeah.
She kind of blended it into the music, and she doing real good right now. I had this artist from St. Pete, Florida, named Matt.
From the Berg.
Yeah, he came down here, and I actually give artists an opportunity to perform on the podcast too.
Okay.
So they did some dope performances on the show.
So you got video that you do?
I do. Like after they do the podcast, we go over to the other side of the set and they do a performance, and I send it to them for their own promo purposes.
It's a content era.
It is.
We have to provide content for these people.
For
Absolutely. Sure. So right now the podcast is audio.
We on YouTube.
Oh, you're on YouTube?
Yeah, we're on YouTube, but I'm actually getting all of my audio things into place right now.
Yeah.
So I'm 10 episodes in, visual, on YouTube.
Yeah.
Now I'm working on my audio platform as well.
Do you already have that connection? If not, I can help you set it up.
Of course, I would definitely appreciate it.
Yeah.
Right now, I just started off on Buzzsprout.
Okay.
Have you ever heard of Buzzsprout?
I have,
So
absolutely.
that's right now, but I'm looking forward to expanding.
Yeah, absolutely. After this, I'll tell you who I use to get it on iHeartRadio. We're on Spotify. We're on Apple. We're on Pandora. We're everywhere.
That's dope. That's very beautiful.
It's so easy. It's very inexpensive. It's one spot that you upload the episode to, and it's like DistroKid almost. You upload it once, and it sends it out to all the different platforms.
Okay, for sure.
That's what we need. We in an era where it's like we so busy. We need quick and easy. You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
We ain't got time to upload it individually to every spot.
Yeah, of course.
So what are some of the things that you're looking forward to with building this podcast?
I'm just trying to be a centerpiece in the industry for real. I want to be a credible source. When you hear Fade and Mulah name, I want you to say, you know what? That's a good guy. He'll work with you. He's for you.
Yeah.
I don't try to be selfish at all. I'm all about pouring into other people.
Yeah.
That's me. I want to be a giver. I feel like I was put on this earth to serve. That's my purpose, to serve.
Okay. I'm glad that you mentioned that, because I ask that a lot to a lot of these artists. What do you feel like is your purpose?
Yeah.
And some of them don't know. And that's okay, because they're young. They're still figuring it out. You figured out what your purpose is.
That's like, like the 5 love languages, right?
Yeah.
My top love language is gift giving. Like I love to give. So when I do something like this and create this platform for different artists and different people, no matter what they do, that's my job. Like that's what I live for.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So do you have a team right now that's helping you with your podcast?
Actually, right now, the Mouthful podcast is a one-man team. Like, I do my filming, I do my editing, I do my upload.
Me
I do
too.
everything. But you got to understand that I don't mind doing it because I understand, like, there's a lot of people right now that don't understand my vision, so they're not going to put in the effort that I put into it. So I got it right now.
It may not ever happen, to be honest with
Exactly.
you. I've been through a few people. I've been through a couple co-hosts. I've been through a couple people that were filming it for me, and they were taking forever to get it back to me. So that's why I invested in my own equipment.
Yeah, for sure. Same here.
I suggest that if you guys are wanting to kick off a podcast, don't be afraid to invest in your own equipment. You know what I'm saying? Like, even if you have to buy it used at first. You know what I'm saying?
And you might have to start out with cheap equipment, then you might have to work your way up. It don't matter. You usually got to start. Like Steve Harvey said, a lot of people don't achieve their dreams because they just don't start. Just start.
Just start. Absolutely.
Just start.
Absolutely. 100%. When I first started, I was working at someone else's spot and strictly just doing audio.
Yeah.
It wasn't even being recorded. If they didn't catch it live, they didn't catch it at all. It was where I started.
But that was a part of your process.
That was a part of the process and a part of my journey.
And that's why you're here. If it wasn't for that, you wouldn't be here. You know what I'm saying? So.
Absolutely. But I do have somebody, fortunately now, that comes like on the weeknights that I'm here, and he captures like behind the scenes photos and recap videos and stuff for me. But like, he's only here with me in the nighttime. When I'm here during the day, it's me, myself, and I. And I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
You know, because again, it leads back to us being our own boss.
Oh yeah, I love it. I love being my own boss. I wouldn't trade it for the world.
Nah, for real, absolutely. So, so far with podcasting, how is that being incorporated to everything else you got going on in the music industry?
Oh man, I feel like this is the hub. Like, so many things branch off from podcasting. Like, now some people be like, yo, Faye, to come out and get some video work for me. Come out and do some photos for me. It's like, I'm tapping into these things that I really didn't see myself doing. But based on the fact that I've created this podcast platform, people require me to do so much more now. And I'm just loving it. I'm just stepping into that journey.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Where did it start for you? For the people, let's give them a little background on Faye to Mulah. Where did it start for you coming into the music industry?
Well, coming into the music industry, I've been doing music since I was like 15.
Yeah.
Back in 2015, I had a record with Gucci. In 2017, I was signed under Lazane. We can talk about that another day. I've really been into the industry deep enough where I know how to look at it from both sides.
Yeah.
That's why I feel like I'm able to cater to artists, because I've been there. I've worn so many hats. There's not too many things I can not step into, because I've been in it so long.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So that's really how it started. It started from doing music. So, and a lot of people ask me right now, like, Faded, when you go drop another album or when you go drop some music, I'm looking at it like, you know what? Music got me to where I'm at.
Yeah.
To me, I made it. You get what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Like, so many doors open for me, not stopping at that time. I'm good.
I think too, I mean, I know you're still young, but I think also too, as being a rapper, being an artist, it comes to a point where it's like, okay, I want to kind of start making transitions into doing other stuff, film, podcasting, whatever it may be. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if you feel like you fulfilled what you wanted to fulfill as a music artist and you still do music from time to time, that's okay.
Yeah.
It's your journey.
That's it.
Absolutely. What during the years where you were really going hard as a music artist, what did you enjoy the most about being a music artist?
Man, the writing process.
Yeah.
Because that was one of my strongest subjects, even like coming up in school, like English, writing, and everything of that nature. I loved it. So really, it was like the writing process, the creative process in the studio, performing in front of people.
Yeah.
Because I remember like T.I. said, every time he performed, he get nervous, and he say he feel like the day that he no longer get nervous, that's the day that he lost love for it. So I used to always live by that too. I used to get bubble guts every time before I would perform, but they let me know I really love what I'm doing. And that's like podcasting. Like, I'm very dominant in what I do, but I'm getting that feeling like I get nervous, but that's because I love to do it.
Absolutely.
The love is there for it.
I agree. Like, I honestly sometimes coming here, depending on who it is, like if it's someone I've never met before, I do get a little bit of anxiety because I don't know what their energy is going to be like. I don't know how it's going to go. Someone like you, it's like, boom, it just rolls off because we've built a relationship over the years, so I feel comfortable.
Of course.
But it's like when it's someone that you're meeting for the very first time that you've never had interactions with, which you're going to get a lot of those booking with you. It's cool. It's like you're grateful that they're booking your platform, but you're also a little nervous because you're like, I don't know what this person's energy is going to be like.
And you're nervous because you care about your craft that much.
100%.
You care.
Absolutely. I've honestly, in the 12 years I've been doing this, I think I've only had to stop maybe 2 interviews because it was just off.
Oh.
It was off, and I'm the type
energy
of,
wasn't right.
It was not right. The arrogance was through the roof.
Yeah.
I had a group that I was, and of course I would never throw no names out there because this was a few years ago. And it was 2 guys, and they were really nobodies. You know what I'm saying? They were still very much on the rise, but they had such a big ego and arrogant and just cocky. And they were like almost being degrading talking to me. And I said, you know what? I said, boom, we got to end this right now.
Okay.
And then I had one other one I stopped, and it wasn't even because of the artist I was interviewing. It's because the manager was like hovering over me and kept talking to the artist. And during the interview, I'm like, bro, so I ended
That's
it there.
so unprofessional.
It's so unprofessional. Y'all should have did all that before you got here. Stop trying to tell your artist what to say on the interview. You should have told them that
Yeah,
beforehand.
it's your job to develop your artist before he even show up. Yeah.
So we're dropping some gems, you guys. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? When you come as a guest to sit down with Faye to Mulah or your girl TampaMystic,
For sure.
leave your ego outside.
You have to, because my ego is not here. You get what
No,
I'm saying?
me
I
neither.
don't bring my ego to work at all.
No, absolutely. We're so humble.
Exactly.
You know, what you see is what you get.
And I always tell, like, even like relationship wise, my biggest issue with being in relationships back in the day, my ego was too big. Until I learned how to conquer my ego, I wasn't a man yet. But I'm really walking in my manness and my masculinity because I was able to, defeat my
Absolutely.
ego.
It's so funny. I was just talking to Bigger on the phone earlier, and we were just talking about how prideful a lot of men are. Men, no shade, fellas, but some of these men have such big pride.
Yeah.
And I understand because you're a man. You don't never want to look less than a man. However, that pride and that ego will block a lot of blessings.
Yeah, like Drake said, pride will leave you broke.
It will. Absolutely. Because people don't want to deal with someone
People
like
don't wanna
that.
work with you.
Absolutely.
I know a lot of people that got a lot of talent and they worth $1 million, but there's a lot of people who shut the door in their face because of pride and arrogance.
Bro, facts. Absolutely. I say that all the time. I'm like, I'd rather work with somebody who doesn't have a lot of money, but they got a cool energy, cool spirit. They work hard, and then we can win together versus somebody coming in here with that a-hole attitude.
Yeah, for sure.
We ain't dealing with that.
No, sir. No, sir. No, sir.
So do you have plans on maybe doing your podcast remotely from time to time? Like you go out to events and do interviews and stuff like that?
Yeah. I'm definitely working on that right now. Yeah. I'm stationary right now, but I'm definitely working on my setup so I can branch out and do different events and things of that nature. Yeah, for sure.
It's a little tough, especially if you got to bring all your
Yeah. Like I said, it's just me again, so I'm going to be holding the table, the microphone, the banner. Hey, that's like 8 trips to the car, but we working.
Absolutely. I've done it a couple times. For stuff like that, I think you definitely need someone with you, even if they're just there to help you set up.
Just to help, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, because it becomes a lot. You know what I'm saying? Doing those remote stuff. But again, you don't want to miss those opportunities.
And I love it. I'm built for it. So if I got to do it, I got to do it.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
you young and in shape, so you can handle it.
I'm trying to get back in shape. I'm working on it.
So thus far, the guests that's come through, like what type of feedback you been getting?
I've been getting a lot of dope feedback.
Yeah.
For me to just do it from the ground up, people respect that hustle. So that make people want to support you. Like this ain't something that just dropped in my lap. This is something that I really work hard towards.
Yeah.
And when I reach out to people genuinely.
Yeah.
So when people come onto the podcast, I make sure they leave with a gift. Like when they come and they want to drink, they get a bottle of choice. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to pour back into people who support me.
Whoa, you really going above and beyond.
Yeah.
No, nothing wrong with that. Absolutely, because it's going to make you memorable.
Exactly.
You're going to stand out from the crowd. You know, perception is everything.
It is.
Perception is absolutely everything. And it's like, you don't have to be, top notch every single time, but it's like, you want to make sure people come in and have a great experience.
Exactly. No matter who you are, no matter if you're just starting, no matter if you've been in the industry for 10, 15 years plus, it don't matter. When you come on my platform, it's going to be mutual love across the board.
Absolutely. And that's another issue that I encountered with one of the places that I was working out of. And it wasn't the platform itself. It was because they allowed so many other people to come in and use that space that the other people were junky and messy. And I would arrive in the morning time and there would be literally trash and there would be cords missing. And I'm spending 30 minutes cleaning up someone else's junk before I can even set up.
Yeah.
I can't work like that.
Yeah.
So again, that's another benefit of having your own spot because I keep my place clean.
That's what I'm saying. And you don't want other people to compromise your integrity of your business.
Exactly. It was embarrassing. Sometimes artists would pull up and it looked like a junk hole in there. And I'm like, nah, I can't be doing this.
Yeah, that's like me. I clean my spot even when it's clean. I don't know because I love it that much. It's always spotless.
That's what I do. I wipe everything down. We keep it sanitized.
Yeah.
Excuse me. It's like, it's important.
Exactly.
Again, perception is everything.
Yeah, for sure.
So are you going to do your podcast like, I know you said you're 10 episodes in. Excuse me. Are you going to do it where you do seasons?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I want to do like 14 episodes per season.
Okay.
And at the start of each new season, I want to bring some different type of element that's going to pop out and be like, you know what? Hey, we're here for season 2. You get what I'm saying?
Got you.
It's a totally different concept.
Okay.
Yeah.
So right now you're 10 episodes in.
Yeah.
So you got 4 more to go for season 1.
4 more to go.
Okay. When will season 1 come to a wrap?
Season 1 will probably come to a wrap by like the end of July.
Okay.
Yeah. So and without this is another thing that I implemented on the podcast too. So I have 2 sets now. So the first one is the Mouthful podcast where like celebrities, business owners, and entrepreneurs come on and we talk about their career. So the second set is called Mouthful Podcast. It's the Mouthful Podcast after midnight. So this is a show where people come on and we talk about relationship topics and things like that. But
after dark.
Yeah, but I don't want it to just be me hosting. Just say if I had 2 people that just wanted to get into a podcast and have an episode together, this can be your platform too.
Absolutely.
So I wanted to create something like that.
You know what? That's a good idea. Boom Man actually said that to me. Shout out to Boom Man.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? With AE. He said that to me like a couple years ago. He said that, maybe you bring other people in. It's tough though. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah.
Because you want people so up to par. Because when you build your brand, especially when you've been doing it as long as I have, people expect to sit down with TampaMystic when they come. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like it can be tricky and it can be tough, but I think because you're starting it early on, it'll be okay.
It'll be okay.
Because people are going to associate you and these other people with your brand.
Exactly.
Where me, it was just me for so long. I did have co-hosts, but obviously they came and went. You know what I'm saying?
And that's hard, too. That's why I didn't start off with a co-host. In case anybody want to ask, it's because you can't expect everybody to see it the way you see it or just to stay there and be steadfast.
Absolutely.
It don't always happen like that.
It doesn't happen like that. And it's no shade, you
No
know what I'm
shade.
saying?
No shade at
But
all.
it's like other people, like you said, they're not going to see our vision the way. And especially if they're not the CEO of it,
Exactly.
we can expect them to go as hard for it as we do.
Yeah.
It's our baby.
Yeah, exactly.
So with your setup that you have, how did you decide to put it all together?
Actually, my cousin Otto, the director, for those that don't know Otto, he does a lot of videography and director work in the industry. He's worked with Mulah, Benny the Butcher. He do all the Bow Wow's work. He did the whole Millennium Tour. Like, that's my cousin. That's my blood. We do a lot of work together. So really, me and him just had to sit down. So he's been a key player into the cosmetics of it. Like, we was just sitting there. He was like, you know what? I think you should paint that wall yellow. So I just kind of follow the things that people feed into me because I feel like you believe in me enough to even say that. So I know if you wouldn't have said anything, that means you didn't really believe in what I had going on.
Absolutely.
So if you pour it into me, I'm going to listen. That's me.
Absolutely.
I am so coachable. So that's really what it was. Like, just listening to everything around me.
Yeah, it's like no different than any other brand. For example, if you start a clothing line, you got to make sure when you design it, it's something that you would wear if you were going out to buy it as a consumer.
Of course.
You got to put yourself in the consumer's shoes.
And you got to listen to the consumer's idea because I know somebody who actually fell from a clothing line because they look at the clothing line like it's so much of my baby and it's mine. They're kind of failing in that area because they don't want to expand and listen to what other people got to say.
Absolutely, 100%. In fact, it's funny that we're talking about this because before I moved into this particular space, I always had my interview guest sitting next to me.
Okay.
Which I was cool with that, but then I was like, maybe I should put them across from me because, trying to turn and look at them is a little tough sometimes. Yeah. So I put a poll out. On Instagram stories and I said, when you're a guest on someone's podcast, do you prefer to be sitting across from the interviewer or next to them? And I would say it was like about a 70-30. Like 70% said across and 30 said next. I said, okay, well, then we're going to do it across.
Boom, thank you.
Boom. I was cool either way with it. But I was like, I kind of wanted to switch to this because I like to look someone in their eyes when I'm talking to them versus breaking my neck, trying to look sideways all the time.
Yeah, for sure.
But it's like whatever works,
So when you go out to a restaurant and eat, you like to sit beside your person, you like to sit across.
Across.
You like to, okay, boom. So it's natural.
It is. Absolutely. Most definitely. So do you already have some guests lined up for your future episodes?
Actually, right now, I'm talking to Otto. I'm trying to get Bow Wow to come onto the show.
Okay.
And I remember when I was working with Bill Dukes on Unite Your Sound, I had Pimpin' from the Franchise Boys come through, and I had a lot of other celebrities come through as well. So what I'm trying to do now is just bring everybody over to my platform.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
absolutely.
The networks are definitely there. We just got to put it in motion.
So what I'm going to do is, anybody I think might be worthy of it, So are you currently charging for guests to come on your show?
Yes,
you ain't got to explain. You ain't got to say the price.
It just depends on the nature of
who it is.
Boom. Yeah, of course.
I'm the same way.
Yeah.
Absolutely. If it's someone I got a relationship with or if it's a big celebrity, obviously they're not paying.
Yeah, it's not all about the money.
It's not always about the money.
Yeah, for sure.
Because, I look at it this way. Every episode I do, and I don't really call them episodes, but I guess we could say every episode I do, it's more content for me.
Mm-hmm, for sure. Yeah. That keeps it going. That keeps the train moving.
Absolutely, because you want people, again, it's all about perception. If you're not doing a seasonal thing, right? And they don't see you posting anything for months at a time, they're like, dang, this dormant over there.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I respect your craft so much because ever since I first met you, I've never seen you take a break. And that's how I am. I don't remember the last time I stopped and slowed down and no, that's not me. So I definitely respect the seat that you're in.
Absolutely. And it's one of those businesses where you almost can't take a break. Yeah. Like back in 2021, I lost my mom, which was the most devastating thing ever.
Yeah, sorry to hear that.
Thank you. She COVID pneumonia. You know what I'm saying? But, of course, I took a little time off because, ironically, not even to get too deep, but this is just where I'm throwing this out there. The day before my mom passed, my dad, they were married for 48 years. They were still married. Mm-hmm. He had open heart surgery.
Okay.
So he had open heart. I didn't know if he was going to make it through because he's, 70 years old, having open heart surgery. And then my mom passed. Like this happened literally within a 24-hour span. It was I caught a lot of anxiety. Yeah. But you know what, though? This is what really saved me, honestly, is getting right back into the swing of things. Because if you sit home and you mope around and I'm so sad, bills got to get paid.
I'm telling you for sure. That even at some lowest point in my life, just knowing that I'm going to sit on that mic and I I can express myself the way I need to. That's very therapeutic.
Yeah.
That's very therapeutic.
So are you going to be doing like any type of episodes by yourself, like where you just have like some talk, or is there always going to be guests on the show?
Right now, it's typically always guests on the show.
Yeah.
For now.
Yeah.
But, at the end of the day, I'm not going to stop. So if it get to a point where we ain't got no guests coming on, trust me, it'll be him. It'll be me sent by myself if I got to.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
We sit down. We
I think you always going to be able to get guests on the show, though.
Yeah. And,
Especially in Atlanta, boy.
God willing, it'll always stay in motion for sure.
And you'll probably see this because I definitely see it. A lot of my guests, they are not from Atlanta. They travel from you. I heard you say somebody from St. Pete came through.
Yeah.
That's my area. I'm from Tampa, St. Pete, right next to it. You know what I'm saying?
Salute to Matt, man.
Yeah.
He's a dope artist.
Fact. So it's like there's, especially like you said, you're also open to interviewing business owners, things of that nature.
Yeah.
Do you have any sponsors for the podcast yet?
Actually, I had a sponsor from Majesty Bourbon. We still putting some deals on the table and everything. I just got a blessing from Bel Air to use their brand as well. So, yeah, I'm definitely working on sponsors.
That's dope. That's important.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And then what's going to happen is when you really get up and running and people, see what you got going on, which you're pretty much there already. You're 10 episodes in.
Yeah.
You're going to get people reaching out to you for different things. Like I've been able to land an FM radio show because of this podcast and Roku TV, but it took me years to get there.
Yeah.
We got to trust the process.
Yeah, what I'm saying, you got to trust the process. This is not an overnight thing. It is not an overnight thing.
Absolutely. Do you have a website for the podcast?
I don't have a website, but we'll have that up like next month.
Okay.
That's what I'm working on right now. I got a girl. She's working on it right now.
Okay, dope. So yeah, that's dope. That's also important because you can post your episodes up there and whatever. People can be interactive on the website.
Yeah.
So for now, they can definitely check it out on YouTube.
Yeah, for sure. You can check it out on YouTube at Mouthful Podcast ATL. Make sure you subscribe and turn that notification button on. You can also find me on Instagram at Mouthful Podcast ATL.
So how did you come up with the name for it?
The Mouthful Podcast. I came up with 3 names. Like once again, like I said, I like for people to pour into me as much as I pour into them. So I did a poll.
There you go.
And a lot of people came and said Mouthful Podcast, and I was like, yo, that's what we running with.
Yeah, listen, them Instagram or Facebook polls or even Twitter has them as well are clutch.
Yeah.
Because you want to get somebody else's opinion.
Yeah. What I did, I reached out to the top 10 most important people in my life.
Yeah.
And I sent them 3, and all of them sent Mouthful Podcast.
There you go. And that's another way to do it as well. To the people that that you can trust their honest opinion.
Honest opinion, for sure.
They're going to give it to you. So your peers and people around you, how are they happy for you with this podcast?
Oh, yeah. Everybody happy for me right now, and I'm definitely thankful for that. I'm thankful for the support.
That is dope. I know, again, you're just 10 episodes in, but 10 episodes is a lot.
Yeah.
Any type of trials that you've had to overcome so far?
Man, I think my first 3 episodes, maybe you have to work on audio and you have to keep building. So
I know.
Yeah, so my first 3 episodes, the audio and all that. Then my first 4 episodes, I wasn't filming with different angles. It was just one shot all the way through. But now
I did that too, trust me.
Yeah, so now I'm making sure I implement my panning when the person talks and it goes back, different angles. So I'm still building, but that's the beautiful part of it because I can go from episode 1 to episode 10. Even the cosmetics is different. The same way the background looked in the first 3 episodes is totally different now, but that was a part of the building phase.
Absolutely. Yeah. No, your journey sounds like a blueprint of my journey. Exactly the same. Like I started out with just one camera, one all the way the same. You know what I'm saying? Now it's like, eventually I want to get 3 cameras, but 2 for now is cool. You know what I'm saying?
I just got my own soft lighting. You know what I'm saying? So it's just building.
That softbox lighting is clutch.
You know what I'm saying?
Be making your skin look all smooth.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it takes a lot to go into it. And then the beautiful thing about a podcast, you can really make it however you want to make it.
100%.
Some people record with iPhones. Some people using 2 cameras. Some people using 3. Some people sitting on the same side. Make it yours. Whatever makes you comfortable, just go with it. And don't let nobody tell you different.
Absolutely. I actually, before I invested in my cameras, I was using 4K on my iPhone.
Yeah.
And just capturing the audio separately and then
syncing it.
It was such a process, though.
Yeah.
I use OBS now. OBS does everything for me. Are you familiar with it?
I'm not.
I'm going to tell you about it after I'm put you on game. It's a jewel.
Okay.
Because people like you and I who do everything ourselves, we need to be able to cut corners as much as possible but still produce quality.
Okay, of course.
And it took me a little while to figure all that out. So when we get done, I'm going to put you on game.
OBS.
You know what I'm saying? And it's free. That's the best part.
Oh, shit. I love free stuff.
Me too.
I love free stuff. Oh, yeah, for sure, for sure.
Absolutely. Well, tell everybody one more time, like where they can watch the podcast, where they can follow you on your social platforms.
Yeah, for sure. You can follow me on my main page on Instagram at Faded Mulah, FADEDMULAH. And aside from that, you can follow me on my podcast page, Mouthful Podcast ATL. And that's also on YouTube, Mouthful Podcast ATL.
Is it spelled properly, like TH, or was it with an F? Mouth? Mouth?
It's mouth, MOUTH.
Okay, so it's spelled correctly.
Yeah, full FULL.
Okay, cool.
Like mouth full. Like we want to give you a
mouthful.
Like, yeah.
Okay, cool. I just want to make sure that way they know they're going to the right one.
Yeah. I like that I went with mouthful because it's like I'm like you. I don't want anybody to come on my podcast and just talk about anything like drama, negativity.
Yeah.
I'm not with that. But also, I want you to be able to come on my platform and be yourself and be able to express yourself, as in giving us a mouthful of who you are.
Absolutely.
In a productive, positive way.
Absolutely. 100%. Most definitely. I know you got a lot of people that are supporting you. Do you want to shout out anybody, show them love?
Man, I want to support and shout out everybody that came onto the show. If you came on my show right now and supported me, if there's anything that I could do for you or pour back into you, I'm always here for you. I'm even thankful for the people who haven't even tuned in yet. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I'm manifesting into my future. I'm thankful for the supporters who ain't even came across my podcast yet. I'm thankful for the journey now and thankful for the journey that's coming. You know what I'm
I'm definitely going to support you because I've always liked you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, honestly, just as a person, you've always been cordial. You've always been professional. Stuff like that goes a long way with me.
I appreciate that.
You know what I'm saying? No, I appreciate you because, you know how it is this business. You come across people, and we just talked about it a minute ago. The arrogance is there, and
they feel entitled.
Yeah. Listen, bro. Yeah. Nobody's entitled to nothing. Yeah. I don't care how hard you work. We still the same people.
Exactly.
Straight like that.
Exactly. I'm regular.
We regular deglers. You know what I'm saying? Last but not least, we live. Industry's Most Wanted Podcast.
For sure.
Go ahead and let everybody know what makes Faded Mulah the industry's most wanted.
Man, what makes me the industry's most wanted? Because of respect. Everybody in this game is going to respect me based on the work that I put in. I don't want to just have your respect. I'm willing to earn your respect. That's why I'm the industry's most wanted.
Man, that was a great answer.
Yeah,
I love it. Give me some more love.
Oh, yeah.
Boom. We up out of here, y'all. Wait, you got a gift?
Yeah, I just want to give you Mouthful Podcast
t-shirt. Dope. That's dope. Hold on. Let me switch the camera. There we go. Now we can see it in front of this one. That's so dope. Sure. I'll absolutely wear it. He came bearing gifts, you guys.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Thank you. I definitely will wear it, and I'll make sure I tag you when I do.
I appreciate you.
I just posted one yesterday where I had an artist give me a shirt. I'm like, I wear all of it.
Yeah, I appreciate that, too.
Because it's merch. You invested money in it.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you. And thank you for giving me the opportunity to come on your platform.
Of course.
If there's anything I can do for you, boom, I'm here.
I'm going to come be a guest on yours one day.
For sure. I appreciate that.
Absolutely. Yeah. We're up out of here, y'all.
All right, take it easy.
Yeah. This is a Stoner Records production.